Top 10 Fastest Growing Cities in Africa. The fastest growing cities in Africa are usually decided by the abundance of economic opportunities. The primary cause of the population expansion seen in these flourishing African cities is typically rural-urban migration. Large percentages of the total populations of these countries are concentrated in a small number of locations as a result of the population growth in these few cities. Numerous factors, such as employment opportunities, security, the availability of more modern amenities in cities, and many others, have an impact on the migration of people from rural to urban areas. Of course, the authorities face difficulties in dealing with this phenomenon of population concentration in a few places. People will still favor locations where they can find opportunities, nevertheless. The current numbers are different. The current figures are at variance with figures obtained in the previous years, which put cities such as Lagos and Abidjan as some of the fastest growing on the continent. While such cities are still heavily populated, they have been overtaken by the speed with which they are growing. Here are the top 10 fastest growing cities in Africa. 10. Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Dar es Salaam and the whole of Tanzania are fast becoming quite popular as a hub of commerce and industrialization. It is one of the major powerhouses in East Africa. As the administrative center of the country, there are several government buildings in the city, but there are also many financial institutions, insurance providers, retail stores, and manufacturing businesses there as well. People can find work in agriculture, food processing, tourism, and hospitality. Dar es Salaam has a population of 7.75 million, but is growing at a rate of 5.01%. The population is expected to grow to 8.1 million people by 2024. 9. Nairobi, Kenya. Nairobi is the biggest city in Kenya. It is also the administrative capital, as well as the main financial hub of the country. The city is also important for the many wildlife conservation centers, and for the hotels and accommodations, some of which are highly rated. There are plenty of financial institutions, as well as retail outlets in the city as well. Education, transportation, agriculture, and food are also very important to the city. Nairobi has a population of around 4.3 million, and the growth rate is estimated at around 4.2%. 8. Kinshasa, Democratic Republic of Congo. Once known as Leopoldville, Kinshasa is the biggest city in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. It is the administrative capital of the country, as well as the biggest commercial zone. From here, the government controls the rest of the nation. This is where the government's agencies and organizations are centered. Many people move to Kinshasa in search of employment with the city's numerous governmental institutions, as well as in manufacturing, food processing, construction, and other industries. Banks and other financial organizations are also located in the city. In the city, the unorganized sector is also thriving and employs roughly 9% of the workforce. Kinshasa has a population of about 15.6 million, and the city is seeing growth at a rate of about 4.4%. 7. Luanda, Angola. Luanda is the biggest city in Angola. It is also the administrative capital, as well as the major commercial hub of the country. This is a place where you can find many tall buildings all over place. The administrative buildings of the government are many, but then there are also many banks, the port, markets, as well as retail outlets, and then the oil marketers. Luanda is an important port city. The commodities such as oil and other extracted products get to leave the country through the port, and finished goods from other countries also enter through the same source. Luanda has a population of about 9.2 million people and is experiencing growth at a rate of around 3.8% year-on-year, meaning that the population is expected to reach 9.6 million by 2024. 6. Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Ethiopia is one of Africa's oldest countries, and it is no surprise that Addis Ababa, its capital city, should be experiencing growth at a rapid pace. Addis Ababa has for a long time been an important city to the whole continent. It houses the headquarters of the African Union and the United Nations Commission for Africa. Trade and business, manufacturing, animal husbandry, transportation and communication, and other economic activities are just a few of the city of Addis Ababa's industries. There are several hotels, banks, large marketplaces, etc. in the city. There are currently 5.6 million people living in the city, and by 2026, that number is projected to increase to 6.2 million. Therefore, Addis Ababa is expanding by at least 4.46% annually. 5. Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire. Abidjan is also located along the West African coast of the Atlantic Ocean. It is the capital city of Côte d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast. The government's administrative apparatus, along with the largest corporations in the nation, is located in this city. Around 6.3 million people live in Abidjan, and that figure is increasing as more people move there in search of work from the countryside. Shipping, hotels, politics and administration, textiles, food processing, lumber, and many other businesses are only a few of the city's key economic drivers. There is a sizable informal sector as well, which includes many workers in the services industry. Abidjan is presently experiencing growth at a rate of 3.05%, but the growth is expected to rise to 3.17% by 2024, when the population is expected to reach 5.8 million. 4. Dakar, Senegal. Dakar is the capital of Senegal, another coastal state in West Africa. Senegal lags behind Ghana and Nigeria in terms of development, but has been making progress at its own pace. Dakar presently has a population of around 1 million people, but the metropolitan area has around 3.5 million residents. That number is rising steadily as people come in from rural areas in search of jobs in manufacturing, textiles, fish canning, flour milling, brewing, and peanut oil refining. The city also has petroleum refining and truck assembly plants, which provide jobs and contribute to the economy. Many people also come in for the Dakar Rally, as well as to enjoy the beaches. There are also many museums reflecting the city's history. Dakar is projected to grow by 52%. The population is expected to reach 4.5 million by 2025. 3. Lagos, Nigeria. Lagos was once named the fastest growing city in Africa. While it has lost that title to Accra and even Ibadan, the city is still growing in population and land area. People from all over the country and from other countries in the region still choose Lagos as their preferred destination when leaving their hometowns in search of economic opportunities because it is so easy to find work there, especially in the informal economy. Lagos features numerous large marketplaces, professionally run retail stores, ports, and other facilities. The city is home to numerous banks, insurance firms, educational institutions, and manufacturing businesses due to its status as the financial center of Nigeria. Lagos has a strong economy, and even service industry employees may earn a lot of money there. Lagos is growing at a rate of 3.7%. The population is expected to reach 27 million in 2025. 2. Ibadan, Nigeria. Ibadan is the largest city in Nigeria by landmass, and it does not rank too far behind Lagos and Kano when it comes to population. Ibadan is known for being a scholarly city. Education plays a big part in the city's history and makeup. The city is also home to plenty of economic activities such as banks, insurance, retail outlets, fashion, and so on. It also draws in newcomers from outside the area because of the abundance of food. People who work in agriculture, trade, handicrafts, and manufacturing may find that their operating costs are significantly lower than what they would be in Lagos as a result of the large influx of entrepreneurs and artisans into Ibadan. In the last year, Ibadan's population increased by roughly 3.7%, and it is anticipated to keep increasing throughout the coming years. 1. Accra, Ghana. Accra, the capital of West Africa's most promising country, is the fastest growing city in Africa as far as population growth and expansion of the city limits are concerned. The city serves as both Ghana's administrative and economic capital, and it is the location of numerous governmental and non-governmental institutions, including courts, ministries, and other organizations. The city is a center for economic activity as well, housing banks, insurance firms, a port, large marketplaces, shops, and other commercial buildings. Growth in Accra is happening at a pace of 49%. Even though many of the city's newest neighborhoods are shanty towns, many of them welcome new home developments. The fastest growing cities in Africa are not typically overcrowded. They are just developing quickly because of the economic opportunities which attract people in crowds. The assumption that Africans typically escape congested settings by relocating to less densely populated areas is supported by the fact that these cities have relatively low populations. In large cities around the world, issues including crime, trash management, and pressure on the Health Management Authority are common. Since most of Africa is still underdeveloped, these pressures might be significantly more obvious to the government. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button and subscribe for more educative content. You can tell us in the comment section what other topics you'd like us to cover. See you in our next video.